You feel it before you see it. A deep thrum vibrates through the deck plates. It is a feeling that does not belong here. Your watch post hangs in the silent void. The only sounds should be the station's life support. This new sound is a violation. It is a whisper that travels through metal and bone. You check the monitors. They show nothing but the familiar star fields. The long-range sensors are clear. Everything is green. Everything is normal. But the feeling persists. It is a low hum at the edge of hearing. A silent alarm that only your senses can detect. You place a hand on the cold plasteel wall. The vibration is undeniable now. It is a deep, rhythmic pulse. It feels ancient and powerful, like a giant heart beating in the emptiness of space. You are alone out here. This station is one of many, a lonely sentinel at the edge of known space. Your job is to watch, to report any anomalies. This is more than an anomaly. This is a premonition. Across the galaxy, other watchers feel it too. On desert worlds and in orbital cities. The same silent alarm echoes. It passes through crowded space lanes. It travels over sleeping planets. The great powers of the galaxy stir. Their sensors flicker with ghosts. Technicians report phantom energy signatures. They dismiss them as stellar interference. But the feeling remains. A sense of wrongness settles over the star systems. Something has woken up. Back at your post, the vibration intensifies. The lights flicker for a single moment. Then they steady. The hum grows louder now. It is a sound you can almost name. It is the sound of immense energy gathering. You look at the deep space scanner again. A single point of light blinks into existence. It is trillions of miles away, yet you feel its presence as if it were outside your viewport. The warning signal has arrived, and you are the first to witness its birth. The hegemony fleet arrives in a storm of light. Their ships tear open the fabric of space. One moment there is nothing. The next, 100 warships surround the anomaly. They are the fist of the Galactic Council. Their power is absolute. Their authority is unquestioned. For 10,000 years they have kept the peace, a peace built on intimidation and overwhelming force. They do not negotiate. They dictate. You watch from your tiny station, a mote of dust in the presence of gods. The hegemony ships are a sight to behold, gleaming hulls of silver and gold, designs that speak of arrogance and power. They form a perfect sphere around the point in space, a cage of light and weapons. They expect surrender. It is the only outcome they have ever known. They are the law. Their word is final. They probably think this is just another pirate king, or maybe a lost colony with delusions of grandeur. Their formation is a work of art, a testament to centuries of military tradition. Each ship holds its position with perfect precision. A web of energy connects them all. They are one mind, one will. The lead vessel is the fist of judgment, a supercarrier that could crack a continent. Its captain is known throughout the galaxy, a ruthless enforcer of hegemony law. He has burned worlds for lesser provocations than this. He expects a ship to appear. He expects it to power down its weapons, beg for mercy. The hegemony's first contact protocol is simple. Announce their presence. Demand immediate submission. If the target resists, annihilate it. There is no room for diplomacy, no space for misunderstanding. To them, the galaxy is a simple place. There are the rulers and the ruled. They have never encountered anything that challenges this view. They are about to have a very bad day. Their perfect formations are a symbol of their pride. And pride, as the old stories say, comes before the fall. Then The ship appears. It does not tear through space like the hegemony. It does not arrive in a flash of light. It simply is. One moment the center of their cage is empty. The next, it is occupied. The vessel fades into reality, a ghost coalescing from the void. It is a shape that hurts the eyes to look at, a design that breaks the laws of star science. It is a monument to impossible geometry. The ship is vast, far larger than the hegemony flagship. Its hull is a flat, non-reflective black. It absorbs all light. It is like a hole in the universe. There are no visible viewports, no running lights, no insignia. It is a sterile and menacing presence. Its shape is a long, sharp arrowhead, but its angles are all wrong. They shift and change as you look at them, as if the ship exists in multiple dimensions at once. It's enough to give anyone a headache, especially their sensor operators. The hegemony fleet holds its position, but you can feel their confusion across the void. Their perfect formation seems less intimidating now. The ships look like toys next to this newcomer, this silent black dreadnought. The hegemony hails it, a beam of focused communication. It washes over the black hull. There is no reply. The ship just hangs there, a silent rebuke to their authority. It feels like a predator observing its prey. Panic begins to ripple through the hegemony crews. You can see it in their minor course corrections, the slight waver in their energy web. They have never seen a ship like this. It does not match any known design. It is not from any registered star-faring race. It is an unknown, a variable they cannot compute. The Dreadnought's silence is more terrifying than any threat. It is the silence of absolute confidence. It knows something they do not. And you, watching from your lonely post, you know it too. A transmission crackles through your station's comms. It is the hegemon's ultimatum. The voice is deep and resonant, full of arrogance and impatience. It is broadcast on all frequencies, a message for the entire sector to hear. They want everyone to witness their power, to see how they deal with trespassers. You listen, a cold knot forming in your stomach. The voice of a tyrant is always the same. Unidentified vessel, the voice booms. You have violated hegemony space. This act of aggression will not be tolerated. You will power down your weapons. You will disable your engines. You will prepare to be boarded. Identify your insignificant race for the record. We wish to know who to bill for your ship's disassembly. A little bit of dark humor there. They really think they have this under control. The message echoes in the silence. The black dreadnought does not respond. It continues its silent vigil. The hegemony captain is not a patient being. His voice returns, laced with fury. Your silence is your confession. You are nothing but pirates, scavengers hiding behind an unusual hull design. This is your final warning. Comply or be erased. He says erased, not destroyed. The hegemony is very precise with its threats. You watch the tactical display. The hegemony ships begin to power their main weapons. Energy levels spike across their fleet. They are preparing to fire, to wipe this anomaly from existence. They believe their own propaganda. They believe they are invincible. Their entire history has taught them this lesson. But history is about to teach them a new one, a lesson written in fire and light. The dreadnought remains still, a black spear aimed at the heart of their pride. They have no idea what they are facing. They are a child threatening a titan. The dreadnought responds, not with words, not with a transmission. It answers with its own body. You watch, breathless, as the smooth black hull begins to move. Seams appear where none existed before. Sections of the impossible geometry slide away. They retract into the ship's interior. It is like a flower of death blooming in the void, a mechanical iris opening to the stars. Beneath the black panels, something glows. Massive weapon ports are revealed. Dozens of them. Hundreds. They cover the surface of the Dreadnought. Each one is the size of a small starship. They are far larger than any weapon in the hegemony arsenal. A soft blue light emanates from their depths. It is a calm, serene light, the kind of light you might see over a peaceful ocean. It is a stark contrast to the violent red glow of the hegemony weapons. It is the light of quiet, confident power. The hegemony fleet hesitates. Their energy readings waver. You can imagine the frantic conversations on their bridges, the disbelief of their weapons officers. They are seeing cannons that defy star science, weapons that should not be possible to build, let alone mount on a starship. Their ultimatum suddenly feels very foolish. The threats of an insect to a giant. The air on your station is thick with tension. You have forgotten to breathe. The Dreadnought is a porcupine of death, a silent declaration of war. Its transformation is a message, a clear and simple reply to the hegemon's threats. It says, "You have come to the wrong place. You have picked a fight with something beyond your understanding." The silent reply is more chilling than any battle cry. It is the cold, calculated readiness of a true predator. The time for words is over. The time for consequences has begun. The glare of the hegemony's first volley is blinding. 100 beams of concentrated energy converge on the Dreadnought. It is a storm of coherent light, a wave of pure destruction, enough power to vaporize a small moon. The energy hits the black hull, and then nothing happens. The light washes over the ship. It is like water flowing over a stone. There is no explosion, no flare of shields. The energy simply vanishes. It is absorbed without a trace. You stare at your monitors in disbelief. The Dreadnought is completely unharmed. It floats in the void, serene and untouched. The blue light from its weapon ports continues to glow softly. It is as if the hegemony fleet threw pebbles at a mountain. Their ultimate weapon has been rendered impotent, a child's toy against a wall of unknowable science. This is not a battle. This is a lesson. On the bridge of the Fist of Judgment, there is silence. The captain stares at his view screen. His face is a mask of shock and disbelief. His officers are frozen at their stations. Their perfect military machine has just encountered an immovable object. The foundation of their power, their technological superiority, has crumbled. All their training, all their tradition, means nothing. They brought a knife to a fight with a star. The crews of the other ships share the same shock. Panic begins to turn into true terror. They fired their best shot, and it did nothing. The psychological impact is devastating. It is one thing to face a superior foe. It is another to face a foe who is completely immune to your attacks. The Dreadnought has not just shrugged off their volley. It has invalidated their entire existence. It has shown them that they are not the gods they believe themselves to be. They are just another species, and they are hopelessly outmatched. The Dreadnought offers its retaliation. No grand gesture, no fleet-wide barrage, just a single, elegant response. One of the massive weapon ports on its dorsal spine brightens. The soft blue light intensifies. It becomes a blinding point of azure brilliance. For a moment, it outshines the local star. Then a beam of pure light lances out. It is not a laser. It is not a plasma bolt. It is something else entirely. Something new. The beam is thin. Impossibly thin. It crosses the distance to the hegemony flagship in less than a heartbeat. It strikes the fist of judgment directly in its command bridge. There is no explosion, no shower of debris. The flagship simply dissolves. The beam touches it, and the mighty vessel ceases to be. It vanishes from reality. In its place, a new star ignites, a small, brilliant sun that burns with an angry, white light, a funeral pyre for 10,000 souls. The new star flares. It casts long, sharp shadows across the hulls of the remaining hegemony ships. The glare illuminates faces frozen in terror. The death of their flagship was instantaneous. It was silent. It was absolute. The Dreadnought's single shot did not just destroy a ship. It created a celestial body. An act of power so profound, it borders on the divine. It is a statement of such overwhelming superiority that it cannot be misunderstood. You watch from your station. Your hands are shaking. You have just witnessed the birth of a star and the death of an empire's pride. The single beam of light was a message to the entire galaxy, a declaration that a new power has arrived, a power that can turn warships into suns. The Dreadnought hangs in the void. Its weapon port dims back to a soft blue glow, as if nothing happened, as if it had just swatted a fly. The silence that follows is more profound than any sound. It is the silence of utter, abject fear. The perfect formation of the hegemony fleet shatters. Panic is a contagion. It spreads through their comm channels like a virus. The disciplined fleet breaks apart. Ships turn in random directions. Some try to flee. Others fire their weapons wildly into the void. Their precise military machine has devolved into a chaotic mob. They are no longer a fleet. They are a collection of terrified individuals, each one desperate to escape the fate of their flagship. The Dreadnought moves. It glides through the chaos with a calm, deliberate purpose. It does not chase the fleeing ships. It does not fire its main cannon again. Instead, smaller weapon ports open along its flanks. Turrets emerge. They track the hegemony vessels with cold, inhuman precision. Beams of the same blue light, smaller but no less deadly, lance out. They do not target the reactors. They do not aim for the bridges. They strike the weapon systems. One by one, the hegemony warships are disarmed. Their cannons melt into slag. Their missile launchers explode in silent, harmless puffs. The Dreadnought is not destroying them. It is neutering them. It is taking away their claws and their teeth. It is a calculated act of humiliation. It tells them, your weapons are useless. Your aggression is meaningless. You are children playing with fire, and I am taking away your matches. You realize the truth. The Dreadnought is not trying to win a battle. It is trying to teach a lesson. It is demonstrating not just its power, but its restraint. It could have annihilated the entire fleet in seconds. It could have created a new nebula from their wreckage. Instead, it chooses to disarm them, to leave them crippled and helpless, a testament to their own folly. This is not an act of war. This is an act of judgment, a judgment passed down by a power they cannot possibly comprehend. It is, in its own way, a form of mercy, a very, very harsh mercy. You remember the old stories, the tales whispered by the elder ones. They were not just myths. They were history, a history hidden from the rest of the galaxy. You remember the images from the archives, the schematics for a ship designated Guardian, a vessel designed for a war they prayed would never come. A war against an enemy that consumed galaxies, an enemy that made the hegemony look like a minor nuisance. That ship was the Dreadnought. The Elder Ones were the first humans to reach the stars. They were explorers and scientists, not conquerors. They saw the galaxy was a dangerous place, filled with empires that rose and fell on waves of violence. They saw the hegemony for what it was, a temporary peace enforced by a bully. They knew it would not last. They knew that someday a true threat would emerge, a threat that would require a true guardian to oppose it. So they built one. They poured all of their knowledge into its creation, their understanding of star science, of reality itself. The Dreadnought was the culmination of their genius, a ship that could bend space and time, a ship that could create and destroy stars, a weapon so powerful it terrified its own creators. They built only one. They hid it in the deep void, in a place no one would ever find it. They left behind instructions, a key that would only be activated in humanity's darkest hour. That hour has come. The silent alarm was the key. Your presence here, your human DNA, was the final part of the sequence. The ship is not just a machine. It is an inheritance, a legacy of a forgotten age, a promise made by your ancestors, a promise to protect the innocent, to stand against the darkness. The elder ones did not want to be rulers. They wanted to be guardians. They built a shepherd for a galaxy of wolves, and that shepherd has finally woken up. The Dreadnought carves a path through the broken fleet. Its movements are fluid and precise, like a surgeon with a scalpel. It is not a rampage. It is a methodical dismantling of an empire's military might. The smaller ships of the hegemony are disabled with surgical strikes. Their engines are fused. Their communication arrays are vaporized. They are left adrift, helpless monuments to their own arrogance. They are lucky. A few bad jokes and they get to live. The larger cruisers try to fight back. They form small, desperate pockets of resistance. They fire everything they have. Their torpedoes detonate harmlessly against the Dreadnought's hull. Their plasma cannons splash against it like rain. The Dreadnought ignores their attacks. It closes the distance. Its physical presence is as much a weapon as its beams. The sheer scale of it crushes their morale. It is like fighting a storm or a tectonic plate. One of the hegemony battlecruisers makes a final, desperate move. It overloads its reactor, a final act of defiance. A kamikaze run. It accelerates towards the Dreadnought, a streaking ball of fire and fury. The Dreadnought does not evade. It does not fire. It simply waits. As the cruiser gets close, a section of the black hull seems to ripple. Like heat haze, the cruiser passes through the ripple and vanishes. It does not explode. It is just gone. Sent somewhere else, somewhere far away. Probably the galaxy's lost and found department. The dominance of the hegemony is not just shattered. It is exposed as a fraud. Their power was built on a lie. The lie that they were the strongest. The Dreadnought has shown the galaxy the truth. There are older and greater powers in the universe. Powers that have been sleeping. The retreat of the hegemony will not be an orderly withdrawal. It will be a rout. A panicked flight from a power that has rendered them obsolete. Their 10,000-year reign has ended in a single afternoon. The remaining hegemony commanders finally understand. Their sensor readings are impossible. Their tactical displays are gibberish. But the truth is unavoidable. It is written in the new star that burns where their flagship once was. It is etched in the crippled hulls of their fleet. This black ship, this human Dreadnought, is not a conqueror. It has not claimed their territory. It has not demanded their resources. It has only punished their aggression. They realize the nature of your power. You are not another empire seeking dominance. You are not here to replace the hegemony. You are something else entirely. Something they have no category for. You are guardians. The thought is terrifying. It is also liberating. The galaxy has been a playground for bullies for too long. The hegemony was just the biggest bully on the block. Now, there is a new power. A power that does not seek to rule, but to protect. This realization spreads through the crippled fleet. It is a message passed in hushed tones over damaged comm systems. They look at the Dreadnought with new eyes, not as an enemy, but as a judge, an arbiter of a cosmic law they never knew existed. The law that states, you do not prey on the weak. You do not threaten those who seek peace. They have violated that law, and they have been judged accordingly. The Dreadnought's restraint is the most powerful message of all. The ability to annihilate, but the choice not to. This is a level of power they have never encountered. It is not the power of weapons. It is the power of morality. A concept that has been absent from galactic politics for eons. They are witnessing the dawn of a new age. An age where power is not measured in warships, but in wisdom. And they are on the wrong side of that equation. The Dreadnought sends its own broadcast. The message travels from the ship itself, not from a communications antenna. The signal emanates from the hull. It is a wave of pure thought, a telepathic message that transcends language. It touches the minds of every living being in the sector. The crews of the hegemony fleet, the inhabitants of nearby planets, and you, in your lonely watchpost. The message is simple, and it is absolute. We are humanity, the message says, not a voice, but a feeling, a concept impressed directly into your consciousness. This sector is under our protection. We do not seek conflict, but we will not tolerate aggression. We do not seek empire, but we will defend the innocent. To those who build, we offer peace. To those who would destroy, we offer only judgment. This is our one and only warning. The message is not a threat. It is a statement of fact, a declaration of a new reality. It is the voice of the Elder Ones, speaking across the millennia through their creation. The message ripples outwards. It travels at speeds faster than light. It is a wave of change washing over the galaxy. On every world, in every ship, the message is received. It plants a seed of a new idea. The idea that there is a power greater than empires. A power that serves not itself, but a principle. This is your new purpose. You are no longer just a watcher. You are a representative of this new power. Your small station is now an embassy. The frontier you guard is now a border, a line between the old way and the new. The Dreadnought's broadcast is a new galactic dawn, and its light shines brightest right here. Right where the first judgment was passed, the galaxy will never be the same. Humanity's name is now known, and it is feared, and respected. The effect of the broadcast is immediate, and it is profound. Across the galaxy, mighty fleets turn and flee. The empires of the void have heard the message. They have seen the evidence in the new star that burns in hegemony space. They are not stupid. They understand what has happened. The old rules are gone. A new player is on the board, a player who holds all the best cards. Their response is logical. They run. Fleets that were poised to invade peaceful systems suddenly change course. Armadas that were blockading trade routes vanish overnight. The bullies of the galaxy are going to ground. They abandon their posts. They abandon their ambitions. They abandon their pride. The fear of the Dreadnought is a powerful motivator, more powerful than greed, more powerful than hatred. For the first time in millennia, the galaxy experiences a moment of profound quiet, as if everyone is holding their breath. The Hegemonies' retreat is the most spectacular. Their crippled fleet limps away from your sector, a parade of shame. Their empire is vast, but it is built on a foundation of sand. The news of their defeat spreads like wildfire. Subject worlds begin to stir. Rebellions that were simmering for centuries now erupt into open flame. The hegemony is too busy trying to save itself to crush them. Their empire is crumbling, not from external attack, but from internal decay. The Dreadnought did not destroy them. It simply revealed their weakness. And the rest of the galaxy is happy to take advantage. Some might say it's a galactic dogpile. You watch the exodus from your station. The sensor boards that were once filled with warships are now empty. The space around you is silent again. But it is a different kind of silence. It is not the silence of emptiness. It is the silence of respect, of awe. The frontier you guard is no longer a backwater. It is the center of the new galactic map, the place where an empire died and a new age was born. The Dreadnought has redrawn the borders of the possible, and you are standing right on the new line. You stand watch over a silent frontier. The last of the hegemony ships has gone. The space around your station is clean, empty. The new star born from the fist of judgment shines brightly, a constant reminder of what happened here. It is a beautiful and terrifying sight. A tombstone and a birth announcement all in one. The Dreadnought floats nearby, a silent black sentinel. It waits, its purpose fulfilled for now, but it is always ready. The solitude of power settles upon you. You are the sole human presence for light years. But you are not alone. The Dreadnought is with you. You can feel its presence. A quiet hum in the back of your mind, a sense of immense, sleeping power. It is a comforting and unsettling feeling. The weight of its potential is immense. The responsibility it represents is staggering. Humanity is no longer a scattered, bickering race. It is a galactic power, whether it wanted to be or not. You think about the future. What happens next? Will other empires challenge you? Will they test the Dreadnought's resolve? Or will they heed the warning? The galaxy is a vast and ancient place. There may be powers out there that make the hegemony look like children. Powers that might see the Dreadnought not as a guardian, but as a threat. The Elder ones built it for a war they prayed would never come. Perhaps that prayer will not be answered. For now, there is peace, a peace bought with a single shot of impossible light. You are the keeper of that peace, the guardian of the guardian. Your watch is no longer just a job. It is a sacred duty. You look out at the field of stars. They seem different now. Not just cold points of light, but homes, places filled with beings who are now living in a safer galaxy. Because of you, because of your ancestors. The solitude is heavy, but so is the pride. You are a human, and your watch has just begun. The galaxy holds its breath. The name of humanity is whispered in the courts of kings, and in the back alleys of forgotten moons. It is spoken with awe, with fear, with a sliver of hope. The stories of the Dreadnought spread. They become legends, myths. Parents tell their children tales of the silent black ship, the ship that creates stars, the ship that judges empires. They say the humans are not conquerors. They are ghosts from a past the galaxy forgot, guardians against a future it fears. A new galactic dawn has broken. The old power structures are gone. The hegemony is a shadow of its former self. Its subject races are tasting freedom for the first time in centuries. A power vacuum has been created, but it is not being filled with the usual chaos and warfare. Instead, there is caution, hesitation. No one wants to be the first to draw the attention of the new guardians. They're all afraid they might be the next subject of a very bad joke. Your little watch post is now a landmark, a pilgrimage site. Ships from dozens of races come to see it. They keep a respectful distance. They scan the new star. They gaze upon the spot where the Dreadnought first appeared. They are trying to understand, to comprehend the power that was unleashed here. They send you messages. Messages of gratitude, of alliance, of supplication. You are no longer an anonymous watcher. You are an ambassador, a priest, a symbol of humanity's new place in the star science. You stand your watch. The Dreadnought is your silent partner. The stars are your domain. The future is unwritten. But for the first time in galactic history, it looks a little brighter. The age of tyrants is ending. The age of guardians has begun. And it all started here, with a silent alarm, and a ship that was built to hold back the night. The galaxy is watching you, waiting to see what humanity will do next. And you are ready. Let them watch. The dawn is just beginning.